Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Star Wars Part 4 of Season 3, the last part of Season 3 for the Clone Wars. It was good, like it wasn't fantastic, but it was kind of interesting, where we're doing episodes 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So it's a 5-part review going on. The first is a 3-parter and then a 2-parter. We start out with the Citadel, PL, the Jedi, who, I remember even when episode 1 came out, I remember as a kid being like, who is the Yoda-looking dude with the scar? And, some of my friends who are way more into Star Wars than I ever was or will be was like, oh yeah, he's not Yoda, his species, but he's like Yaddle is. But, I mean, he's similar looking. And it's like, oh, what does that mean? So we learn a little bit about more him. He's captured in this story. And then Anakin, Obi-Wan, and some clones are carbon frozen a la Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, where Han Solo is, to kind of get by. And we see R2-D2 with some reprogrammed battle droids, and the whole story is them just trying to slip by. Oh no, there's no live people. It's us droids. Droids are cool. What up? That's it. That's about as far as it goes. Of course, they do make it by. They make it in. We meet Captain Tarkin 10 years later, 20 years later, Moff Tarkin. So that's a little bit cool. And it kind of goes from there. Part 2, counterattack, not a lot going on. The coolest part was where, the little droid sees them and starts to take off, but PL, very Yoda-like, jumps through the tube to cuts it in half a little bit too late. But overall, the whole thing is just how do we get out of this thing alive? Let's split up. So, of course, Anakin is with Tarkin. It's very, Vader-Tarkin connection. It's a little forced, but it works. And Obi-Wan is with everybody else. The last part of the story, and throughout all of this, by the way, I skipped over it, Ahsoka shows up. And Ahsoka's like, I don't know, Plo Koon said I could come. Whatever, why are you questioning me? And of course, she kind of saves the day throughout it. As we get into the last part, Citadel Rescue, PL dies, which I thought was very odd. Granted, I don't remember him being in, Revenge of the Sith or anything like that, but this is one of the first, really big deaths that they've kind of shown. So I was a little bit surprised. And then by the time we get to the end, my absolute favorite scene is when Anakin's like, Plo Koon, so Ahsoka says that you said she could join the mission. What's up with that? Did you actually say that? And he's like, it appears that I did. And I was like, oh my God, it's so good. A lot of people, a lot of my friend Chucky, my friend Kyle, love Plo Koon. And I'm always I don't know why. I don't get it. That moment, I was like, okay, you know what? He's pretty bitchin'. He's a great character. So I really like that. Going into the last 2-parter for Season 3, Padawan Lost and Wookiee Hunt, it was a little rough. It was good. I did like it. If you've ever read the book, Dangerous Game, or seen any of the movies, even The Pest, that's it. That's all it is these aliens kidnap people to hunt them. And that's it. And Ahsoka ends up getting kidnapped. And when she gets on this planet, there's other, young Jedi younglings. And she's like, what is this? And they're just hunted. Going into part 2, they attack the dropship, hoping to escape. But there's one survivor who's a Wookiee, and it's Chewbacca. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. So this is the Clone Wars. After Episode 2, before Episode 3, we see Chewbacca in Episode 3. We see Chewbacca in Solo. So, this is, shortly before Yoda's just good relation with the Wookiees I have. And it's wait a minute. I don't know. Chewbacca felt a little forced in this episode for me. So, I don't know. It felt really kind of odd. And then they even kind of hover on Yoda at the end of the story to really force, Yoda is gonna know him. So, I don't know. It just felt kind of odd to me. But overall, I kind of like the first three. The second three were interesting, but not great. So curious what you guys think of season 3 as a whole. Go ahead, let me know, and I will see you guys next time for part 1 of season 4.